So picture this, alright? It's the year 2009? 10? 2009, 2010. You know, the year where Blockbuster is still alive and kicking. You know, I walk in there on a beautiful Friday, I'm pretty sure it was a Friday. Beautiful Friday afternoon, ready to get my game of the weekend. You know, I did awesome in school, got an awesome report card, and I was ready to get my game. I originally went in there, on a mission. Sometimes you go shopping not knowing what you want, but today, I was on a mission. I wanted to get Just Cause 2, because that game was a lot of fun. And so I went in there knowing what I wanted, knowing where it was, and so I ran to the register, and I was ready to go. I knew what I wanted, and that was it. But the guy at the register looked at me and he was like, hey, games with this tag on it, rent one, get one free. You can find another one with this tag on it and you can get it for free. And my dad was like, well, go on, I'll give you 5 minutes. And I'm just like, okay. I had no idea what I wanted because I was there on a mission and I knew what I was there for. And so I'm over there looking, not sure what I'm wanting, and the game stuck out to me. A game that I saw maybe a video or two on before I came over there, and was slightly intrigued enough to get it. I mean, it was free, so why not? And that game, of course, was Final Fantasy 13. I had heard a little bit about it. It looked interesting, but this was coming from a kid who at the time never played an RPG in his life. And so, it was a free game, thought, why not? And so I picked it up, went home, and boy, am I glad I made that decision. The first RPG I ever played, and it was an amazing first time. And I've played the game so many times on every platform it was available on. Played it on my 360 first, played it on my PS3 second, and now I'm playing it for the third time on PC. And so, yeah, this is gonna be an interesting little journey. And I hope you guys enjoy it.
The 13 days after we awoke were the beginning of the end.
I'm doing my job, being intimidating. I'm doing my job, being intimidating. Hey, I'ma shoot you. Don't test me, boy.
You're serious? Be quiet. Best of luck. She did it! Hands high! Freeze! You alright? I'm not a Lassie. So far, so good. They all want to fight.
Good for them.
One of the first pieces of advice I got when I was starting YouTube was the first, I believe, 5 minutes is all it takes, is all you have to keep your audience's attention, to gain it and to keep it. And honestly, the same is very much true for games and movies. One of the big complaints I hear a lot about RPGs and certain games is that to get things started takes so long. To get the audience interested just takes too much time. But in this game, we're already getting into the heat of the action, figuring out what these characters are kind of about, for the majority, I guess, and just knowing the incredibly high stakes. Like, we just got here and this is already like a battlefield. Like, you have a million questions going on through your head, or at least I did when I first saw this, but you want to know. You're so intrigued. You want to know what's going on. You don't know why things are happening the way they're happening. And with Lightning being such an interesting main character, you're in for a very interesting ride, to say the least.
Run! I've been away! Hey! Let's be rational now. Send the big guns now. What do we do?
Watch and learn.
Combat tutorial. Y'all remember that part in the beginning where I said I played this game multiple times? Yeah, we're skipping that.
Not so tough now, huh? Hey, that wasn't like a challenge now, all right? Hey! Calm it down! I'm coming!
Jump!
Heads up.
This thing won't give up.
Oh no! Hold up.
Whoa, wait a minute. Healing? Potions? What? Dude, this is the first fight. I don't need this. I don't need this. No. Get out of the way. I don't need this. I'm fine. I don't need this. I don't need this.
I'm in danger!
You picked the wrong house, fool!
Okay, you know what? Maybe healing is not a bad idea. You know what? Healing looks fine. Grape flavored. Yeah, that's perfect. I'll keep that. Great. Yeah, let's keep it a habit of that. Yeah, healing. Nothing wrong with that. No shame in that game. Perfect.
Aren't you supposed to protect civilians, soldier? I mean, you are Sanctum, aren't you? What are you doing trying to stop the purge? Why don't you tell me that?
I was a soldier.
Hey, where do you think you're going? Man. Chocobo, just can't catch a break, can we? Yeah, that's a good question. Oh well. Better follow her. I'm getting too old for this.
So the development cycle of this game was actually kind of interesting because this game was 3 whole years in the making, probably more. It's at least been 3 years since Final Fantasy XII came out, well, before this game was released. Final Fantasy XII came out in 06, and this game came out in 09 in Japan, and we got it a few months later in 2010. Yeah, I mean, that game came out on the PS2, and so this was the first, like, next-gen Final Fantasy, and there was, like, a lot of expectations, and there was, like, a nice trailer that came out from the E3 of, I think, the year, I don't know, some year, and the game looked a lot like, the game was supposed to play a lot different than it does now, and it also kind of looked a little bit different, too, but not too different. I mean, just looking at the graphics now, just, like, looking at what you're looking at, the game is a beautiful game. I mean, technically this is the remastered edition because I kind of put in some like nice graphical mods in there, but honestly this is one of those games that doesn't really need it. It's just kind of extra because the graphics in this game is really beautiful. Like the environments are really nice. They made this so cinematic. They really wanted this to be more of like a story-driven experience because that's just what Final Fantasy is known for, is their stories more than their RPG gameplay, which is also really good. And that's also kind of another thing that people were very like skeptical about because normally, you know, JRPGs are about like turn-based, you know, you select what actions your party is doing and then the computer will automatically select theirs, and then it's kind of like you go first if you're faster or they go first if they're faster, and then it's just, you know, one by one type thing. But Final Fantasy 13 kind of decided, like Square Enix was like, hey, let's just kind of turn that on its head a little bit. I mean, it's still turn-based, but it takes it into a different direction, which my younger self loved. I still love it. I think this is a really awesome, intuitive battle system, and it gets more in depth once we get to a certain part of the story. Then I'll really talk about what the battle system's all about. But I actually really like it. I'm glad they decided to not stick with the norm because I thought the norm was very boring. When I was younger, I did not care for RPGs. I was a big fan of Final Fantasy VII because I saw the Advent Children movie, but then when I looked up what the game actually was, it did not appeal to me at all. I was bored. Like it just didn't appeal to me. I was a kid, you know. I was not impressed with what I was looking at gameplay wise. Not so much graphically, but gameplay wise. I was not a fan. And so Final Fantasy 13 being more kind of like a mixture of action RPG and turn-based was kind of like the best of both worlds. It felt very fast. It didn't feel so slow and sluggish, but like it looked really interesting. And so playing it, I fell in love immediately. It looked interesting. It was interesting, and of course, when we get to that certain point in the story, it's just gonna open up further and further. And so this game is just, I think it really aged well. A lot of Final Fantasy games, like, they had to remake them. Like, Final Fantasy VII had a remake recently that some people loved, some people were kind of mixed about because it went from turn-based to just full-on action RPG. So that's more of a controversial thing than anything, really. But people like it. You know, I never personally played it myself, I've just seen it. But, you know, to the point, that game is just very old. And, you know, it didn't really age too well graphically or gameplay wise, unless you just have nostalgic ties to the game. But this game, honestly, I mean, it came out on the PS3, Xbox 360, you know, that was like a generation, well, technically 2 generations ago. I almost forget the PS5 is even a thing, and the Xbox Series X, because, I mean, you can't find them anywhere. But yeah, 2 generations behind, and it still holds up very well, I would say. But yeah, this is a very beautiful game, a game I really love to play, and a game that just you want to master it. You really just want to go full on and master it. But again, we'll just get to that on at a later point in the story.
Soldier girl, but I'm trying to say, hey! Do we turn back?
There's no time.
Then what do you suggest we do?
Quiet.
Hey! Wait! No, don't leave me!
Let go!
The hell no! You're my only way out of here! No! Hey, that might get us across. Right there. Right?
Looks that way.
Not our lucky day.
D4Ts, are we? Weapons down. I hate for this to turn ugly.
Turn ugly?
He wants to kill us without a fight.
Time's up!
Ugh, another lengthy tutorial. Man, we can so many of these. I'm just gonna skip it. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. This is talking about staggering opponents. So I'm just gonna get a free stagger from this. You know what? Yeah, that's a perfect idea. Basically, to explain this tutorial, to make a long tutorial short, this is basically talking about the more you attack an enemy, the more this gauge fills up, and once that gauge reaches maximum, the enemy gets staggered, and staggered opponents take a lot more damage, and after you get a certain move, you can just straight up knock them down so they can't even hit you. So, yeah, it's something you want to go for 100% of the time, which I'm gonna go for 100% of the time.
He's just standing there. Menacingly!
So, soldier. What's your angle? What? Classified military info? Huh? What's the matter? You quit, didn't you? What, did you think I'm gonna go out there and just tell everybody your secrets?
I'll see. My angle. I'm after the Fal'Cie. Still happy you tagged along.
Didn't have a choice.
selfless sacrifice ensures the continued safety and peace of our society. Were it not for this remarkable gesture, every resident of Cocoon, your family, your friends, your neighbors, would be exposed to the dangers of the world below. By choosing to leave Cocoon and participating in this migration...
Migration? More like extermination.
Huge. You stay here.
So sorry. I didn't mean to.
These people need heroes. Here. You keep your cool, and they will too. You got it?
Got it.
What's our motto?
The army's no match for Nora.
That a boy.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to just watch all the other videos on the channel. And I'm definitely going to check this video for like likes and comments just to see if I should continue it. I still want to continue and I probably still will, but this is a new format of video for me. Like, I don't want to do just basic playthroughs where I'm just sitting around and talking about the game, because I don't always have a lot to say, and so I kind of don't want to like make things forced or make it sound like I have a lot to say when I really don't. And I also don't want to show like hours worth of the same gameplay over and over again, just to show things when they're interesting and when I have something maybe interesting or funny to say about it. And so this is kind of different, especially since this game means a lot to me and I've played it so many times. And so I kind of wanted to share it with you guys, but not, you know, not in any old way. I wanted to make this unique to me. I wanted this to be something that you can't find on YouTube from anybody else. Something that's uniquely myself, my own experience. And again, I wanted to share that with you all. And I thank you, if you're actually at this point of the video, thank you for watching. And to those of you wondering where I've been, I'm sure this video has been a long time in the making. I've wanted to play this game again and make a video about it for quite a while. It's been on like a few of my intros that I've made for the channel, and so this game has been on my to-do list for a good minute, so I'm gonna be happy to get to it and playing it. And so I hope you guys enjoy. I'll try to be back soon. You know, I'm not gonna disappear off the face of the earth again, hopefully. And hopefully you guys will continue to enjoy the videos I make in the future. Thank you guys again for your awesome support, and take care, and God bless.